What do you mean record?
Can you guys hear me well? Like,
I'm terrified. Am I the only one?
Oh, brother.
Welcome back to the Avonlea Tales podcast. It's good to be back. It's been a while. We're sorry that it's been a while. Life has taken us on some journeys and we have all been super busy, but we're really happy to be back and we're really happy to finally answer some of your wonderful questions today. So today is going to be a little bit of a Q&A where we're going to be answering some questions that were sent in our Curious Cat. And if you didn't get a chance to send them into our Curious Cat and you want to, maybe continue to ask us questions, make sure you DM us or maybe reply to our tweet when we put out the podcast with your questions or maybe your own thoughts about it. So how about we jump right into it? Sav, would you like to start us off with the first question?
All right. So the first question is, if you could choose to be a part of any family in Avonlea, what would it be? Does anyone?
Such a good question.
I'm ready to go. If you want me to answer.
All right,
Go
go
on.
first. Yeah.
The Cuthberts, of course. Like, I don't even have to think about it. It's just I want to live at Green Gables. I already feel like I live at Green Gables whenever I watch the show. So, I just love to have. Well, I guess living in the 1800s, you'd have to do a lot of chores.
I know, but also I would give up the rights for Anne's Gable room. Like, come on.
That's true.
Oh my God, yes.
Then we'd have to fight over the Gable room. Have Matthew there, and the chickens, and Jerry, and I think I would just live such a nice life. It's a great landscape. That's why I want to live with the Cuthberts for Green Gables.
I think I would go maybe somewhere else. I think I would be a Lind.
Oh, that's a good one.
I would see that. That's a good one.
I just think, like, how nice would it be to grow up in a house where your parents are just so devoted to each other. Sorry, Mommy and Daddy, I know that you are, right? Sorry, folks. But like, I just think out of every family there, they're the most stable. Like, they have, like a really nice relationship, very loving. I know that, like, a lot of your brothers and sisters don't survive, which is unfortunate. Doesn't Rachel said at some stage that they like buried like 6 kids or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
3 maybe?
Yeah, something
6
like
is an
that.
exaggeration. I think it's maybe 3. But I just think it would be nice. I have said before, I really relate to Rachel. So, I think she would be like a sort of a fun mom for me to have, just sitting by the window watching the neighbors together, sipping on some
she'd
tea.
be interesting. I mean, she wouldn't have, she does change to be more progressive, but initially when you grow up, she's not the most progressive mother for you.
No. But then, it would be a comfortable life. And I mean, I wouldn't have to go into my 27th year as Charlotte Lucas.
Maybe she could set you up with that hot suitor.
No burden to my parents here.
Becky, maybe she could set you up with that hot suitor she tried to set up Miss Stacy. Maybe you could be hot.
Oh my God.
The tall guy.
We did it.
Why was he gone? He disappeared.
Quite short.
Who the hell is
so we talk about a height difference, folks. Like, I would essentially be probably the equivalent of a backpack beside him. I'm not too tall.
No, but you also have a lot of siblings. You'd have, like, I don't know, 8 other siblings besides you. Doesn't she have 9 kids?
Yeah,
10,
quite a few.
Yeah.
Oh, so you'd have 9 other.
Active brother type, I just
you guys definitely seem very similar.
I would. What does that mean? What are you trying to say? You're lucky you're across the Atlantic, or you wouldn't get a slap for that.
Oh, honey, you would have gotten one a long time ago, man. No, I love that. That's a great choice.
Yeah, I think I would like to be a Lind. I think I would suit it there. It matches my first name as well. So
yeah.
Oh yeah,
definitely sounds good.
Oh my God, you'd be perfect there. You and Rachel would be wonderful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, match made in Avonlea heaven.
Mm-hmm. All right, yes, I have one. So I thought about this for a hot minute because I don't want to say what everyone else does with Cuthberts, because although I would like to live with the Cuthberts because they do seem. Okay, hush your booty. Because they do seem like an amazing family. I do want to go off the bat. And I thought, okay, what about Gilbert and Bash? They've got a loving relationship, but I feel like they have been dealt with a lot of grief. And although they have a great relationship and there's, Deli and stuff, I really don't want to, have that sadness in my life. So then I was thinking about to the other families, and I thought about Jerry's family, and we saw in the episode that they have a wonderful family, and they've got,
No, shush,
so
that
much
was
spirit.
mine.
Guys,
Oh,
you
sorry.
have not thought this through.
What about Aunt Joe?
So many kids
No,
and only
keep
one
going, it's
woman.
fine.
John and Joe. Oh my God. Well, now, okay.
She was getting to it. Joking.
No, Evelyn, go ahead. Whoever you want.
Say Jerry's family. Go ahead.
I'll say, okay, fine. Jerry's family, they seem like a loving family. They seem like they're so much fun. I mean, we saw in that episode where Diana went in and, she had a blast. She was dancing. They were all laughing. Like, they seem like a loving family, and they all seem like they're supportive of each other. And even though they're not as wealthy as, Diana or the Cuthberts, they still make the most of their life. So I really enjoyed Jerry's family, and I thought they'd be a good one. And I don't know.
Yeah.
But sorry, Sav.
That's okay. Well, I was going to say the Baynards as well, because I'm an only child, so I think it would be so much fun having so many siblings, and they seem very close and seem to have a lot of fun. Like, they always sing at night, dancing. But then again, I would also love to go off and live with Aunt Jo and Cole.
Yes.
That
Yeah.
would be fun.
Be rich.
I mean,
Society.
yeah. And she'd give you a lot of pathways into, not only high society, but she'd support you in whatever you did.
Yeah,
She also
exactly.
was just a really boss lady,
Yeah.
What an icon.
She's
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
She
Yeah.
is such a, she's a wonderful woman, and she's strong and, wise advice. She gave you so great advice.
I don't know if it's well, I guess depends. I don't know how realistic she is for the time period, but
I mean,
Yeah.
historians would just say they're friends. So,
they were roommates.
They were roommates.
And they were roommates.
and they were roommates. So I
Wow.
think that she probably was realistic enough in
Yeah,
that
Oh, yeah.
that's
nobody
fair.
suspected anything because, they were just friends.
All right. Well, those are great. I love that question. All right. Moving on to
sh-
our second question. It says, what would you love to see happen to your favorite character in the future? This is hard because I have a lot of favorite characters.
Should I
And
just go? I'm already ready.
Yeah.
Don't
if you-
go ahead, Layla. Be our number one person.
I'm gonna
today.
have to be number one again. Well, yeah, everybody knows my favorite character is Matthew, and he will for sure be alive. I just want him to be happy.
I'm sure about that.
100%. We're not following book canon
honey.
here.
Spoiler alert for anyone who
Oh yeah,
hasn't read the
who
book.
hasn't read the 100-year-old book? Yeah, I just want him to be happy and maybe make a friend or two aside from.
What about
living with Marilla.
Janine?
Janine?
Do you see him or
No.
Jeannie, whatever her name is? Sorry.
Yeah. No, I don't see a romantic relationship, but I could see them continue being friends and being friends and just
Yeah.
living their old
I-
people lives.
Old
That's
people
a
like.
sweet answer.
I
I
like
would
that.
love to
That's
see
good.
him walking and down the
Little
aisle
slippers on the
too.
Yes,
porch.
of course, of
Bless
course. What am I
him.
talking
Yeah.
about? Yes, walk Anne down the
Okay,
aisle and
but
have a
no.
parallel scene to the
No,
when she
no,
comes
no.
down with her new dress.
Yes.
Matthew and Marilla walking her down the aisle.
Yes, okay, both of
Yeah.
them.
and-
both,
Yeah.
both. Yeah, that would be
But
ideal.
I like that. That's a good
I
one.
really
because
want to
it's like-
see it though. I'm still
And
so
seeing
sad
him
over the movie.
with seeing him with Jerry, if Jerry were to live at Green Gables, that would be so
Oh,
cool. Such a
mhm.
sweetie.
walking Jerry down
So,
the
yeah.
aisle.
No, definitely.
His
No,
best
I
man.
think that's good. I love that because it's although we would like to see a romance, at this stage in life, you don't necessarily need romance to, keep you afloat. And Matthew doesn't really seem like the type of guy who would he
Jump
doesn't
at the
need
opportunity,
romance.
yeah. I mean, plus he told
Um,
Jeannie right in whatever season
Yeah.
1, season 2. So
and
And he also
also,
has love. It's not
Yeah,
romantic,
exactly.
But he doesn't need it. He has
Well,
Anne, and
he
that's
said
what his life is.
he said to
now.
Anne, I don't know how you think I don't have love. I have you. So
yeah, exactly.
Anne's his love.
yeah, he wants to dedicate the time to her.
I have one, and they're not necessarily a favorite character, Because obviously, like, if I say a favorite character, I'm going to say Anne and Gilbert, and I know
Same.
100%.
Yeah.
You know, the two of them are going to be living their best lives, going to get married, 7 kids. It's
Yeah.
going to be great. And Joy is going to survive. Moira, she is.
Yes, exactly.
So
She is.
I think I would like to see Cole be explored more.
Yeah.
I agree.
I'm very into Roy Gardner arriving. I'd like to see
Okay.
Roy,
Yes.
but I
Yeah.
don't want him as a love interest to Anne because we've had Winnie and we just don't need
No.
another triangle. So I would think it would be lovely if he arrived as a love interest for Cole.
That'd be
See,
great.
I don't really mind that viewpoint, but I would like having another character made specifically for Cole that's not like, oh, you know, Roy has to be Cole's love interest. I want like another character, and like we can say forget about Roy, but like a character that's made up like Bash was.
What?
But
Well, okay.
he's Cole's love interest.
This is
But
this
he has
is
to have everything.
totally off topic. Not really. You mean charcoal, like Charlie and Cole? Have you heard that one?
Charcoal
no.
before?
That
No.
crack ship. Shout out to the
Well,
old hag.
I mean, I'm not mad at it. I don't care who
we've
it
been-
is. Just give Cole a boyfriend. That's all I
Yeah,
want.
but Moira
talking
like
about-
that
I
like
agree.
fan art of Roy and Cole. I
Roy.
think Lou's made,
Mhm.
and I was like,
Yeah.
yes, please.
Yeah,
It's
love.
canon already, so might as
It's
well.
so
that is true. That
it's
is.
just so perfect because right, he like he's an artist.
happen.
And am I right in remembering that Roy writes in the books that he's like a poet or something, or he reads poetry, or he's into English or something
He's
like that?
he's very like in touch with his creativity, like Anne was. But that's wonderful. That would be perfect for Cole, since Cole's
Yeah.
in touch with his creative side, like Anne is.
Yeah, they are a match made in headcanon heaven.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
am here for it.
Moira, make it happen. Netflix,
I
CBC,
write about them
make
all
it
the
happen
time.
now.
Like,
Please.
you know, I've got two fixed now where Roy and Cole are a thing.
Exactly.
Because I love
that's
it.
Yeah,
perfect.
yeah.
Yeah, I do. I just love it. So anyway, that's mine. Give
Mhm.
Cole a boyfriend, explore him a bit more. I want
think
it to
Cole
be
is
Roy.
very
I'll take
interesting.
anyone.
Because he's not in the book, so
Mm.
it can go literally anywhere. So it's like really interesting
Yeah.
to think about.
Mm.
Yeah, and you know the purists would go crazy. Like the Anna Green Gables purists would like go
LOL,
insane.
screw them.
So, I mean, honestly, I'm for it just to get the Anna Green Gables purists to go crazy. So,
I just think, you know, you are playing to a modern audience now. There's parts of Anne of Green Gables that aren't, you know,
Yeah.
I don't really know how much I
It's
would
not the original version.
Gilbert Blythe sit and say, yeah, I would hit a kid. That's fine, because we don't do that anymore. So, I mean, there's parts of the book that obviously are going to be omitted and updated to suit a modern
yeah,
audience.
Of course.
something that
Cole
happened in the
exists. Cole
80s.
is canonically gay, so give Cole a boyfriend.
A boyfriend. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I want to see it.
Exactly.
2021.
I don't care who it upsets. I want to see
It's
it.
2021. We need to make this happen.
No,
I will film it
2021.
I will film it on my iPhone. If you know, I'm not a great filmmaker, but I will do it.
We'll give it a
I don't have a
go.
lot of money. I can give them $1.
I have $1.
I have a little bit of savings. Where I take
Can you
British
take $1?
pounds.
I don't know. I was gonna say, you know, and I agree with you, Becky. My favorite character is obviously Anne and Gilbert, and with Anne and Gilbert, my wish for them is, you know, happily ever after. But I was gonna say my second favorite is Bash, and with Bash,
Bash.
what I wanted to
How could we
see,
forget?
what I want to see with him is like not only raising Deli and like becoming a better man for her, but I also wanted to see an exploration in his relationship with Miss Stacy, because I feel like towards the end of the season 3, they were kind of hinting about that, because him and Miss Stacy were so similar. You know, Muriel lost her husband. She lost a great love of her life. Bash lost a great love of his life. And, you know, they have that connection. They know what it's like to lose someone they love a lot. And I think with Miss Stacy, she was talking about how she thought she would never be able to have a child. So I'd like to see her, you know, take over the role of maybe being a stepmother to Deli, and then, you know, maybe eventually her and Bash having some kids, because I think it would be a really interesting story point to have a mixed couple
Yeah.
be together. I think it'd be the talk of Avonlea, and it'd be something that would be an interesting topic to explore, because it's important for society today as much as it was in society in, you know, the late 1800s. So I would like to see that relationship explored. And I know that they were possibly going to do this because Dalmar did state in that podcast that he wanted to see him and Miss Stacy do something. So it's canon. Miss Stacy and Bash. I know. And I love Mary.
He wanted to see them develop
Mary.
a relationship, not just do something that's very vague.
Yeah.
He wanted to see them do
Mary.
something.
Mary's wonderful. Mary was awesome, and Cara's the best. But I
I kind of think as well, because I finished my rewatch yesterday, and you know, I'm here now with all of this fresh knowledge because, you know, it's all fresh in my head again. And
yeah,
there's a scene where Mary says about it's like the episode that she dies in, and they say you know, that it's good for them to know that she's going to die now. They're able to talk things through, and it's out in the open. And she says about all the plans that she has for Delhi, and one thing she wants is for her to go to school. She's like, I don't care how difficult it is. I want her to go to school, go to college if she wants to go to college. And I think as well that felt like maybe that could have been a setup too, because obviously Miss Stacey's a teacher. And if she does go on to school and it's difficult for her to get to school, you could see Miss Stacey fighting for her to be able to get the education.
Oh my God, yeah.
And now I've got so much
awesome.
insight because of my fresh rewatch.
Make the fic, Becky. Make the fic.
So,
but yeah, that's mine. Sorry,
Sure, okay. Well, my favorite character is Gilbert, but we're just gonna put him aside for a second, and I'm gonna go with Ruby. Spoiler alert, she's also gonna live.
Yes, of course, obviously.
We don't. We're way past the books now.
She's not gonna die.
She's gonna live, okay? I want her to find love, obviously, because that's been the center of her world for the longest time. There's like, you know, obviously Moody's there, but we don't know. But then I also want her to kind of step away from that and like figure out what she wants, because she's like, I'm only going to Queens if you're going in or whatever. But like,
no, for Gilbert, she was only going in for Gilbert.
No, but like at the end, at the end when they were getting their results, she was like, oh, I don't want to go if you don't get in, or something along those lines.
Yeah,
to
Moody.
Moody. Oh,
to Moody. And so I kind of want her to figure out what like she wants to do with her life.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I want her to become a boss queen. Like she needs to become
you know it was
amazing
coming.
queen.
You know it was coming, right?
Yeah.
But
gets a little bit more hard every season.
Yeah.
Well, her like, I love being a woman this season. Like,
yeah. Character growth.
God.
I kind of did worry a little touch, to be honest, because when she fell under the ground in that scene and all of the guys
I had the
into
same
her,
thought.
it's like, what are they hinting at here? I don't like where this is going.
Oh, no. We're going to
bless dear Moira, she saved her life. And then we were cancelled, so we'll never know.
Jeez, that was
the movie lives on. I'm sorry, I'm very salty at the minute.
Please, can we not?
On that note, I feel like we should move to the next question. Anyone want to read this next question?
Okay. Well, I'm not sure about this one, so I'm going to read it out. Any TV show recommendations if you liked Anne with an E?
Okay, I have one. I've been thinking about this for a long time, and I only do this because I'm a huge period drama fan, and this is one of my other favorite shows. So this is Poldark. I'm sure some of you guys might have watched it already, but Poldark, it's about these, you know, this character, Ross Poldark. He's kind of this enigmatic man. He's dark, mysterious. He's got dark curly hair, kind of like Gilbert does, but he's, you know, older, and he meets this girl or this woman named Demelza. She's got red curly hair, cough, cough, Anne. And you see the relationship grow and build. And I don't want to spoil a lot because there's a lot that goes on in the first season, but it's a really interesting show, and I really love it. And it's a great period drama, although it does get a little boring at times, and it does get a little too dramatic towards the last season. But honest to God, it is such a wonderful show, and the music and cinematography is stunning. So
also Aidan Turner.
Oh my God, Aidan Turner's abs, like God.
Aidan Turner is, you know, sometimes I think, blessed be Ireland, you know. Thank you for Aidan Turner.
Not to toot your own
someone
horn
get
or
blessed?
anything.
Like, how does someone get that blessed? Like, come on. But yeah, you'll have to go and see what we're talking about
Yeah.
when we mean Aidan Turner is a babe. So that's mine.
Let me just Google this man real quick. Just give me a second.
While she
It's
does that, let me
distracting.
see mine. Mine would be, I guess, the closest would be like the 1994 Little Women, maybe. Like if you really want something like Anne with an E. But that's a movie format because of like the whole idea of family and like sisterhood and female focused genre. And Mother 2020, like I'm just sticking to period dramas here because I think that makes the most sense. But the 2020 Emma is like really aesthetically pleasing, as is Anne, of course.
Yeah.
What
The
else?
2009
That's a good one.
miniseries of Emma is lovely as well.
Yeah, I've heard
That's
that.
good.
Yeah, with Romola Gary in it. It's like, I think 6 episodes. It's really lovely.
Yeah.
Obviously you've got, your 2005 Pride and Prejudice.
Of course, obviously.
Oh, that's a good one.
Or
Yeah.
what is the
Who
other one? It's like
hasn't seen that?
1995, is it?
95,
Kind of
yeah.
like the
BBC.
Which is true to books and is
Yes.
beautiful still.
It's amazing.
Really, really good.
It's the perfect media, yeah.
I've got a TV show that's sort of random, but I'm going to say it anyway. It's a coming of age, and it's not really a period drama. But the character in it is like somebody that's come through a lot of trauma, like Anne, and sort of learns to develop from it and sort of builds friendships and things like that too. To be honest, it's the only other show that I've ever watched before that I feel is like a really accurate representation of what it's like to be a teenager, along with obviously Anne with an A as well. It's called My Mad Fat Diary. It's as anybody.
Oh, I've heard of that. I've heard of that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. So it's it's set in England in the 90s. The soundtrack's really cool. The characters' costumes are all great. It's got it's really fab. The main actress in it is like a bigger girl as well, which is cool.
Nice.
Plus size.
To see, and they go through loads of different things. It's like sexuality and mental health. It's a really, really brilliant show. I highly recommend. And I'm only saying it because if you're looking for a period drama vibe, it's not really going to suit you. But if you're looking for something that's a really good coming of age with really well developed characters, it's brilliant. Really good show.
Nice.
Yeah,
Love it.
there you are.
Sav, what about you?
Yes, I've gone blank at this current moment.
I have one more, I think. Sorry.
Like,
Well,
You're fine. No, good, do it.
Would an obvious choice be like Sanditon? Am I saying that right? Sanditon?
I think so. Sanditon. I don't know.
Because I feel like there's a lot of like overlap. Overlap in fans there, but people have differing opinions.
I mean,
I don't know.
Yeah, you could say it. I personally wouldn't say that, but go ahead, say it. If you liked it,
I mean, I watched it.
I will say it was the show that got me into Anne with an A. So,
So
might
a
lot
be
more
worth
mature
checking
though.
out. Yeah.
oh, I have another one. I just watched it actually. It's called Little Dorrit. It has Matthew, and I can't say his last name. The guy who plays Mr. Darcy in 2005.
McFadden.
McFadden.
Yeah, McFadden. There you go.
Oh, whatever.
Anyway, yeah, it's a really good series. Oh, and it has Claire Foy as well. She's the main female actress. And it's like a Dickens book, but like it's really, really good. And also North and South. Have you guys watched that?
No, I haven't.
2004. Oh,
No.
it's so good. It's not like Anne with an E coming of age, but the romance is
Yeah.
awesome.
I accidentally
love a
watched
good
a spoiler
period.
of an ending scene from it though.
Oh, did you? Oh,
I
damn.
spoil things for myself all the time. I can't
but
control
it's such a
myself.
good end.
And there's like
I'm-
the yearning in it though. It is on my
Yeah,
list
it's
to watch
amazing.
just for the
Watch
yearning
it.
alone.
Yeah.
I
Anyway.
love to see people yearn.
So
Oh,
slow
me
burn.
too.
The yearning. It's the yearning for me.
Yeah.
Slow burn
All
yearn.
right.
I love it.
I feel like Becky should read this next question.
Oh dear.
Or would you like us to read it for you?
Well, I mean, it's not that I'm like, I'll try and
I
swallow
think this
down
question
the
is directly related for Becky. I feel like this
I
is a
think this one's
direct.
for Becky. Yeah.
Yeah, this was added at me. So, why is Winifred Rose the best character? If she, I can't
Sorry,
read
Jo,
her
I
name.
can read it. It says, I mean, she was the sherbet savior after all.
Yeah, and then the little you know,
Pleased
satisfied
face.
The pleased
emoji.
emoji.
Please.
So, Becky, how about you
So,
address this
Becky,
question that
I
was
will
sent in
start
by
this
one of
off
our
by saying,
wonderful
right?
friends?
I am 99% Winnie phobic. Yeah. Oh gosh. Right. Okay. So I will say my opinions on her are very diverse. I know mine is unpopular. Right. She just isn't a character I could get behind at all. She was. I think the issue was is that she was up against so many characters that were so well developed, and she was just so one-dimensional in comparison. We had this really like. I don't want to say it's a good introduction because, to be honest, the second I seen her, my stomach turned. So I knew what was coming and I was not there for it. And
Exactly.
yeah, so you get this kind of like, oh, I'm really quirky. I'm not like other girls because I speak to skeletons introduction. And everybody's kind of like, oh, you know, she's really quirky. I am trying to get over somebody else that's really quirky. So
Skeletons.
I think they're trying to make her seem like Anne, but then
Same.
But like in a weird.
yeah,
it was
like,
weird.
Talking
Like,
to skeletons way.
you know, you could have also easily thought she was a grave digger, but that's neither here nor there.
What is she
don't know.
doing? What is
Then
this
after,
crazy
so
girl
we
talking?
we get this introduction, and she kind of is. I don't want to say fun, you know, because a love triangle is never fun, but she is kind of, you know, sort of quirky in the beginning, and then after that, she just gets so flat. And I honestly was like, somebody might as well have smacked me with the slate in the opening of 310 because I did not see
I
that
know.
at all.
I know. I don't think
like
anyone
okay,
did.
so like I thought she was gonna disappear really quickly.
Yeah, so did
And
I.
she kept
The
she
clowning.
kept
we
coming
did.
back. I just
Rolling
couldn't.
back.
I couldn't.
Yeah.
I
I
remember
couldn't
we
deal
thought
with
that
it.
like she was gonna be gone by like the sixth, like after the sixth episode. We're like, oh, she's
Yeah.
not featured in any more episodes. She's gone. Like,
Yeah.
we don't have to deal with
No,
her
because
anymore.
I
And
was
it
like,
nope.
Gilbert got handed a bit of like, Anne kind of went at him for
Yes.
a little bit
Yeah.
because like, you know, and I was like, oh, it's okay. Like he deserves to like have
He deserves
some
to
fun.
suffer.
No,
No,
he doesn't.
I
He needs
thought
to learn.
when he was like trying to talk to Winnie, like I was like, oh, it's okay. Like, you know, he deserves a bit of a break. He deserves a bit of a break. Like a few episodes later, this man's about to propose, and I was
He's
not
like, my
about
dad
it.
loves trains.
Oh my god! Like,
That was,
Sorry, I just swore.
get out! No.
you know,
That was like really like, oh, okay, that's where it should have ended, but not
Yeah.
like.
Yeah, exactly right.
And then also like, I mean,
Love
I'm not a
good
fan
train.
of the Winnie triangle either, but like, she was used in a society that where like her character would have been extremely damaged after like, you know, thinking
Yeah.
you were getting married to, and then like now you have to run off
Telling
to
everybody?
Paris, like because
she
you're
doesn't
not
make a
getting
lot of
married.
sense in like, you know, if you
Historically,
think of her
yeah.
historically, she doesn't really make a lot of sense.
No.
I think the thing with her is that, to be honest, I don't really have one set reason for why I dislike her so much.
Yeah.
She's just one of those people, I see her face and it just makes me cross. I can't really control that. But, you know, everybody has somebody that just irks them for no reason. I think she's mine.
Yeah.
She
Fair enough.
she's so undeveloped that to me she's not really
Yeah.
a character. She's just a plot device. You
Yeah,
know?
compared to all the
Yeah.
other characters, you're like, a
Yeah,
little
like,
off
she
put by
does
Her
this.
fall flat.
development, you know.
I normally don't like to speak ill of the show because it was canceled before its time, and you know I really want to appreciate the time it happened and
yeah,
like.
no, 100% I'm the same. Like, I do love it.
And I'm
I
not
love
saying
the
it's a
third
bad thing. No,
season.
no.
But-
And like for me, I don't because like I always think about like the fans on Twitter who are always like, oh, it's such a terrible show. I couldn't get into it after watching the first episode. It's like, dude, watch more than the first episode. But I agree with you, Becky. It felt like after thinking about it and like rewatching it and like it's been more than a year since it's aired and stuff, it definitely feels like she fell flat, and I feel like they could have done more with her character. And I wish they would have done more.
I think like the in the final season as well, we just didn't get that
The
much
final,
time to
excuse
develop
me.
her.
Excuse
Oh,
me.
shit.
The final.
We're getting 2 more seasons in a movie.
Wow.
Did you
I
know?
can't believe I said
You
that.
Oh my
of all
God.
people.
Oh my God. Who is this woman?
I'm sorry. I will just see myself out. Okay, bye.
Toodles.
Okay, well, the third season, I feel like we didn't get enough time,
No.
especially because we had a few storylines happening at
So
the
many,
same
yeah.
time.
Yeah. That were
Uh,
bigger realistically as well, you know.
Yeah,
than-
so like it's fair enough that she didn't get that much, like, oh, we didn't
Yeah.
get to see that much into her life or whatever, like the
because
reasoning
I kind of
behind
think
whatever.
as well, I don't know. I think that Gilbert would have come to this realization on his own. He didn't need her to do it.
No.
You know,
Exactly.
Yeah.
he was with her and you could tell he was uncomfortable. Like LJZ, I've said this before, he's really, really good at like micro acting and micro expressions.
Oh yeah.
Every single thing that he did around her is like, yeah, we're buddies, you know, this is nice to have a friend. And
Yeah.
then like
Mhm.
I don't even think that he really realizes until like 308 that they're actually courting. Like her dad is like,
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah.
you know, here's my daughter that we can't get rid of. She is of an indefinite age because, you know, she's not 19. I'll take that to the grave with me. And
Yeah, she was not 19. Sorry.
he
No,
is kind
no.
of like I think then at that stage he realizes that this is something a lot more serious than he had entered into or, you know, sort of anticipated.
Mhm.
Was she the
That-
Sherbert savior? I don't know. I would
Mm.
discredit that, but I know other people wouldn't. So
Yeah, I mean, they would have come to the exact same conclusion they did
Yeah.
without
Without her.
her. Because they're so
Yeah.
fucking angsty and whatever anyway, so.
I am sorry I'm
Uh,
homophobic. I really ranted there for like so long.
No, I thought
And thank
that
you
was
for
good.
the person who sent the question. You know exactly who
Yeah.
Yes,
We know
I
who you
wonder
are.
who.
Thanks, miss.
I wonder who that was. That seems like, you know, very. Oh God, I can't. It's on the tip of my tongue, but I don't remember.
we don't know who it is, but we do.
It's a mystery. We'll have to, you know, we'll one day figure it out. But this is such a lovely comment. So this came from a person and says, "Hi, it's Jody, and she wants you to know that you are all such wonderful people, and that she is loving the podcast so much."
Thanks, Jody.
I thought that was so
Thank
sweet.
you very
That
Thank
was
much.
you,
so sweet of
Jody.
you.
That makes me
You're
a
so
little
sweet.
Do you not
emotional.
feel though like it's nice to hear that people are enjoying it, and I hope you're okay,
Yeah.
Jody. Yeah, thank you for listening.
Sorry that we've taken so long to do this podcast. We've had busy lives. We're gonna try to get back to the groove of things, but
Also, a
thank
few
you.
scheduling
Your
problems.
scheduling
Yes.
issues, cough, cough, Sal.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. But thank you
Time
again. We
zones.
love this. All right. Well, what does pie mean
Oh.
to you, and how does it impact your feels about Anne with an E? I'm taking a pass on this one.
I
Same
mean,
here.
I teach home ec, so you know, to me, pie is pastry filled with meats
I
or
love
fruit,
apple
one or the
pie.
other.
Apple pie is amazing. I don't know about
Savory,
you guys, but I
sweet.
love. Yes. I mean, honestly, that pie that Mr. Dunlap made in season 2, like,
Amazing.
Where did it go? I mean, come on, I want more of that. That's how I feel about it.
Thank you for the question.
Next question.
Okay, so
Oh.
a funny story about being in the fandom or hiding that you're in the fandom. Personally, I just scare all my real like IRL friends with like I don't lie to them about it, and they're just kind of like, you're a little, that doesn't seem right, but you know, hopefully they love me anyway.
I think
anyone
they
else?
probably do, you know. If they're still hanging
know?
around, they are for
Yeah,
a
you know, they're
reason.
still around, so
God, a funny
Funny
story. I
story.
mean, I just think about all of the clowning we used to do. Like, I remember we used to, Moira used
maybe
to
we can
post
talk
a
about
lot
more
of behind
recent
the
ones
scenes.
too.
Used to being yesterday.
No, Moira used to post a whole lot, and like I remember starting in like, I don't know, maybe February, like probably like last year or something like that, or maybe it was even in December. I don't remember exactly. She started posting these behind the scenes photos, and she would go in order, like starting at 301, and then she went to 302, and we're like, oh my God, she's going in order. And then there was like a little bit of a gap. We're like, okay, you know, it's okay. She's going to be fine. And she stopped at 306, which I'm very bitter about. She needs
so
to go
mad
to
about.
308. But so with these posts, I remember she'd post them and we would comb through them, like literally reading each word and like keeping track of the emojis. And we would take screenshots of them, because what she would do is she would go back and she would edit it, and we'd be like, oh my God, this is a sign. And we would literally, she'd have like 12 leaf emojis, and we'd be counting 12 of them. And then she'd go back
12
and she'd, like,
seasons
add a
confirmed.
well, and then she'd go back and she'd like add a heart in between them, and it'd be like, oh my God, 6
Yeah,
hearts.
or
And
delete.
6 leaves,
Yeah.
renewal confirmed in like 6 weeks. We got it, guys. 6 more weeks. And then I can't remember exactly who it was, but like someone, well, two things. Someone literally like made a board, and like, you know, with a red
That was
string,
me and
you know,
Mira.
went from, yeah.
Oh no, that was May. Yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
Like she made a board and she like linked every single
Yes.
post Moira made with each other, being like, this is a sign for renewal stuff. And then I also
Oh,
remember,
God. Yeah, I remember her.
I don't know who it was, but Layla, you might know the emoji, what each emoji meant.
Oh, that
like-
was me and Mira. The
Yeah.
string board, whatever, that was May. If you remember
Yeah.
her. Yeah. So funny.
But like it was like the like leaf emoji with like the 3 leaves means like, okay, you know, news coming soon, be on the lookout. And like the blue emoji meant like, okay, no news yet, but keep on the lookout. And it was like
Yeah.
you know, orange emoji meant this, and oh my God,
Completely
it was
arbitrary.
funny.
Like there was no, was there
And
a
then she
reason?
stopped
There was
posting
no
emoji.
connection. Yeah. And then she
She didn't
stopped,
stop
and I was
doing
so
that.
upset. It was like so upsetting she stopped. And I was like, well, there goes our, you know, there it goes. But that's the only thing I can kind of think of.
If she didn't stop doing that, do you think that people would still be clowning as much over her editing captions now? Like, obviously, that was long before I joined.
Honey, this
Twitter.
fandom relies on unreliable sources and lots of editing. So
half the time we
we
don't even
can
know if
clown
we're
over everything.
serious. Like,
half the time I'm not serious on my timeline. So, but that was one of my favorite things and funny moments that I can think of.
I don't really
Anyone
know if
else?
I have very many I have very many funny things that have happened, but I do have I am a master at trying to hide how I feel about this show in front of people in real life.
Oh my God, yeah. Yeah.
So I watched it on my own initially, and then I watched it with one of my sisters, and with my mum, but she didn't. She got very tired because we were watching it really late at night, and so she sort of started missing it. So like me and my sister watched on, finished it, and then I had to go back and rewatch it a third time then with my mum to sort of catch up. And for some weird reason, she just wasn't really as into all the Sherbet scenes as I was into. And that was driving me insane because I was like, I actually, you know, was just really like losing my mind over all of these scenes. And she was just so indifferent to them. So we had 301 first in the take notice scene. And I was like almost up out of my chair.
it's exciting stuff. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's so exciting. And then I was like, did you see that? To her. And she said, no, what happened? What is going on here?
Right.
It's like, right, okay, I'll rewind it back. So I rewinded it back again, and I was like poking at her like I was 5 years old again and being like,
Yeah.
he thinks she's talking about him, and like she wants him to post for her. And then she was like, oh yeah, I see that now, right? So that happened. Then we go on to 305 to the dance scene, right? And this woman is still driving me insane because she
Oh my
is
God.
not picking up on all these scenes the way I want her to. And then the dance scene happened, and she turned around and she said to me, I was like, wasn't that like just, you know, one of the best scenes so far? Like it's so exciting. And she's like, what happened? Did they realize they like each other now?
Oh my God, no.
I am currently deceased. Like, I
Okay.
am speaking to you from beyond the grave,
Oh
and
my
you're
God.
asking me what has just
What
happened.
just happened?
Like, did she miss the willowy string music and the
wow.
hard right? I don't know. Oh my gosh, it was very frustrating the whole time.
Well,
But I
love
also try
that.
and have to like rein it in. So like she's driving me insane, but I have to sort of be like, it's all good, you know, don't worry about it. You just
I remember
missed
I
that, that's fine.
I tried to get my
That's
mom to
what it
watch
says.
it, and she watched the first season with me, and then she was just like, it's too Mean Girls-y for me. I was like,
Oh,
oh
really?
my God. She's like, they're too much like mean girls. These girls they're too much like mean girls. And I was like, all right, no more.
Josie Pye
Well,
is Regina George confirmed.
My mum was similar to Becky's mum, though. Well, no, not kind of. She was more into it, but then I'd be like you said, up out of my seat, just like squealing. I'm not even exaggerating.
Almost
Just
screaming,
squealing,
so hard not
right?
to.
And she'd be like, she'd be just stare at me all judgmental. Like, she'd be like, all right, calm down kind of vibes. And then Loki translating here as well. But like, she'd just be like, so telling me to calm down and just giving me looks.
Yep.
And I'm like, do you not understand?
Yeah, I was like, what about this scene? What did you think of this? And she's like, yeah, it was nice. I'm like, that's it? Like,
that's
I
it.
shrieked when I saw this, and she was like, okay.
They called my time of death the second I saw 305, like dancing.
Yeah, when that was happening live, I was just like
done. That was me.
Because like most of the time I would have watched it, and then like a couple of hours later I'd drag my mum along to watch it with me again. So I'd just be like slapping her silly,
right?
being like, okay, it's coming. And then she just
yeah
wouldn't care as much as me.
That's what would happen with mine. I'd be like, oh my god, like this is it. This is when she meets Gilbert. Mom would be like, this is it.
I also have my other sister though, who wasn't as into it. She still hasn't watched season 3 yet, if anyone's interested.
I'm curious. She needs to watch season 3 because I'm curious about her thoughts about like if this is going to be a new Gilbert.
No, she still hasn't watched it. To be fair, she does have a pretty busy life herself. So, and then I suppose the other really random, silly thing that's happened recently is the big movie clown of yesterday.
Oh yeah,
recently, yesterday. I'm sorry I missed that.
Hours ago.
Well, it was yesterday as we're filming this. Yesterday as we're filming this, not yesterday like when this podcast is going to be.
Oh yes, yesterday as we were filming this.
Becky was on in literally outer space.
Way past cloud 9, I reckon.
I really, really was. I finished my rewatch. Came onto Twitter, was like, man, I am so sad that this has been, cancelled. Netflix and CBC, guess what's new? I still hate you. Mm-hmm. And then after that, somebody was like, hey, look, we're getting a movie. And I hopped into a rocket, orbited space 15 times LJZ style, and was only ready to drop back down again today. When I came back to Twitter this morning, and the first thing I seen was somebody in a group chat I was in was like, yeah, I can't believe that movie thing isn't real. I was like, what? Nobody cared to inform me.
Did you get a glimpse of Jupiter though?
Huh?
Did you get a glimpse of Jupiter?
I saw them all, Sav.
I'm sorry.
That's Jupiter, believe it or not.
Jupiter.
If you don't know what we're talking about, check Lucas's highlight. Is it still there?
Yeah,
it probably is.
Know, maybe it probably is.
I think it is still there. It's one of his highlights.
Look at that beauty or whatever it is. I don't know.
Beauty, yeah, whatever he said.
Just find it.
Jupiter, believe it or not. Okay.
For me, the biggest thing, sorry, I didn't say it was adding the hashtag, like especially in the early dates, adding the hashtag to people I'm texting in real life or emailing. Because like no thought was complete without the hashtag. And it was oh my god, how many times I almost sent it was embarrassing. Yeah. So that was my biggest trying to hide that I'm crazy.
Have you ever sent it though?
Sorry?
Did it ever accidentally get sent?
No.
No.
Somehow, thank God, my brain registers. I've had moments, where I'm like,
I've definitely because like mine's on like auto text as well.
Same. Mine's like on the auto, so it's like
no, mine hasn't been. I didn't switch auto till like mid last year or something, so it was fine. But
it's very recent. I've definitely sent One Direction like out to people before. Way back when, because that was also on autocomplete or whatever it is. So like OD would just go One Direction, or like I'd be trying to type of, and then it just I've done it before. Yes. I've definitely sent like Louis Tomlinson out to like people. it hasn't happened for Anne with an E yet. So that's.
I really
yeah.
like sometimes when you accidentally, like, it hasn't happened to me, but I've had other people like comment back to me and they use hashtag renewable energy instead of hashtag Anne with an E. Has this happened
Oh
anywhere?
yeah. Yeah.
It really tickles me. I hope they don't stop. I really enjoy when it happens.
I mean, like the first 12 hours or something, we were trending like the wrong hashtag
Oh yeah.
for a while.
Oh my god, yeah. Oh
That
my
was-
god. We were all
Spelled.
the misspelled trend.
The
like,
misspelled trends.
Mhm.
The funny
And then
part
I
was
remember
that
we-
the misspelled
and
was
then-
also trending.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was the worst. We'd start to trend and we'd be like, oh my god, stop, no, that's still wrong. And we'd trend the other one and be like, oh my god, this is like the worst. We are the dumbest. Like we are such clowns. Like I love it.
But we're
I love
organized
it.
clowns. We got organized after.
Oh god.
Yeah.
We all share one brain cell, so
Okay, next question.
Next
We're like
question.
halfway.
you should read this one.
No. Okay, fine. This is Kiss, Marry, Kill, and the options are Anne, Gilbert, and Bash. Who's first?
Let's
Oh, and I guess disclaimer: these are like aged up, consenting
Yeah,
we're gonna
adults.
ace them up.
Consenting adults, please.
So, no confusion there.
Can I give mine?
Ooh.
Yeah, go.
Yeah.
Okay. So I know the name of the show, right? But
Oh no!
Oh no.
Same, Becky, same.
I was
Okay,
kind of
kill
thinking the
Anne.
same thing.
Goodness.
Joanne, yeah.
so also
You know what? I
controversial.
have to say.
Yeah, I
Okay,
was
so
gonna
only
say
mine is
same.
gonna be different then.
I'm going to put this into like a specific context, right? So if we're
Mhm.
going modern AU, post college, slow burn, 100k fanfic with possible bed sharing trope, I'm marrying
That's
Gilbert Bryce.
true.
Okay.
Marrying Gilbert. Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
He wears
taking that.
Converse.
Oh, okay, okay.
And kind of dresses like he's, still stuck in the 90s. I'm marrying him.
Okay.
I will kiss Bash and sayonara, and I apologize. You're probably going to get kicked off a boat or something, buddy.
Can I have them? Can I save them all?
No.
No,
No.
in the nature of the game, you have to kill one.
Okay. So this is my original thought. And Saf might be the same as mine, but I was thinking more so like, okay, back in like that time period. And to me, I feel like, okay, I would like to kiss Gilbert and I would love to marry Gilbert, but honestly, Bash is my husband. So I'm going to kiss Gilbert. He seems like a good kisser. I'd marry Bash because I love Bash. Bash is the best. And I hate to do this because Gilbert and Anne deserve to live together. So K-wording.
Oh, that's also true. That's
Anne.
a fair point.
So bye, Anne.
I am so confused. Okay. I do love Anne.
I know, I love her.
I
But
think
I'm
it's so
just
heartless
not,
because I
like-
killed her and I didn't even give it a second thought.
I was like,
Okay, so
well, we know kills, so.
Hard.
okay, so
Hope somebody's
I
got
think
some clothes to clean up afterwards.
the thing being, I would love to be friends with Anne, but then does that mean that I would kill her? No, but like in the spirit of this
Game.
mental breakdown I'm having right now. Okay, we're gonna have to kill Anne, and then
Oh no.
I'm so sorry. Oh no. Okay. And then oh good. Oh my god.
Come on, let's
What's
go.
next, man?
Come on, let's do it.
I think. Oh, I don't know.
It's like
Fine,
version of a
okay,
path to
so
just
like
do it.
I
Three,
would say
two,
I
one.
can't. I would. Okay, I kiss Gilbert, marry Bash, just because I don't think Gilbert. If we're thinking like at this current moment, he's a little confused, and we ain't about that. Although
Okay.
I guess that. Oh, I don't know. Okay. I don't
Well,
know.
I'm
We're gonna
saving
move on.
Anne
Yeah.
All right.
compared to the
fine.
rest of y'all. So obviously I'm marrying
The way
Bash
feminism
because
just
he's
left my
like,
body for a second.
literally. So I'm marrying Bash obviously because he's like husband goals. Yeah, Anne, I'll kiss Anne, sure, in a consenting adult way. And Gilbert, bye bye.
Bye bye.
Sorry,
Wow,
dude.
you're harsh.
No, okay,
Wow.
so-
Interesting.
Excuse me, all of you guys just killed Anne like she wasn't like your fellow
I'm
female.
sorry.
like she wasn't the main character.
I'm just gonna leave this. I'm leaving.
We're all marrying Bash apart from Becky.
Yeah, I'm not. You
Sister
know what?
wives.
I just
Sister wives.
No.
I just read too many modern fan fictions, guys. I
like
can't get
Gilbert
that
in
image out of my head.
theory. Like Gilbert's
I
my
do too.
favorite. But
Oh, Gilbert is obviously my favorite, but Bash is a babe.
Yeah.
Ash is
Bash
just
is my husband.
hot.
Bash is just Bash.
Anyway.
I love that. That was a good
Okay,
one. That was
okay,
a
I
hard
think-
one.
Yeah, what was that so hard?
I'm sorry for killing Anne.
That was so hard.
Oh, you're the worst.
I'm like literally sweating right now trying to
All right. Is there
yes.
anything that you've read in Anne with an E or Anna Green Gables fan fictions that you have to remind yourself that is non-canon? I was thinking about this the other day. I think I read so many scenes where Gilbert comforts Anne about her flashbacks that I sometimes forget that it never happened in the show.
Mm-hmm.
I would say,
That's definitely true.
yeah, that. I mean, I don't really have anything. Like, I more so think about, I'm not a huge fan of Anne calling, like, the nicknames, like Anne Girl and Gil, like if they use it in every single sentence. But I feel like I've read enough fics where they do use their nicknames of like Gil and Anne Girl, where I feel like we've had moments like that in this show. Like that's my kind of thing, the Gil and Anne Girl.
I have to remind myself that Queen Anne isn't Bash's thing.
Oh, right. I love
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fics, it's
absolutely
in fics, Bash
canon.
calls Anne Queen Anne. That's his thing. That's what he calls her. And sometimes I forget that never happened in the show. And who is it actually calls her that in the books? Is it Gilbert calls her that in the books?
Gilbert calls her, I think, yeah.
Yeah, Gilbert calls her Queen Anne.
But for me, that is something that's non-canon, but I have to remind myself all the time that actually wasn't Bash. He never even said that at any stage ever.
Oh, he should have.
He should have. But it seems so like in line with his personality.
It
Kind of
does.
cheeky.
No,
I think it sort of
works
feels like something he
No,
would
it's
say.
perfect. Yeah.
But it's definitely non-canon, and I convinced myself it is. That's mine.
Zab.
Ooh, I don't have any recently, but definitely when I was reading a lot more fan fiction, where as the show was as the episodes were being released, I definitely there was so many things that I had to remind myself that didn't happen.
Right. When
I know.
you'd read a fanfic and you're like, wait, what?
Yeah. Like you get to the next week and then you'd be like, wait, no, that didn't actually happen. Oh my god.
Yeah, no, they didn't confess already.
Nah, and everyone was reading the same stuff at the same time. So you'd be discussing it or whatever, and then it'd be like, what was that Roy fic?
Roy causes mischief.
Yeah, that
and Gilbert should thank him. Oh, my favorite.
Oh yeah.
So good.
Oh.
Yeah.
Everybody was reading that collectively.
Wait,
at that
my
time.
god,
Yeah.
It's not that old.
Yeah. But I just haven't been reading as many fics as I haven't read any in the longest time.
There's some good new ones. Really
there
good.
are good.
I
I'm
need to
in
read
love
all
with
of Becky's too.
AU.
Yeah, Becky's. Oh.
Yeah, Becky's are the best.
Book boyfriend, always top 10.
Oh, book boyfriend, love it.
You know what the thing is, though? I always find it really funny because when I was writing the book boyfriend, I wasn't on Twitter yet. I only joined before I posted the final chapter of it. And then every single week I was just getting all of these people like, God, they are so stupid. And my comments, that was my comments. And I was kind of like, is this good?
Yeah.
Is this bad? Do people are people enjoying this? I actually don't know. Because every single week it was just the same people oh, they are so stupid.
I think we all love that. Just
Anne was
young
just so
idiots in
big.
love.
Come on.
They are really stupid in it. But I mean, Anne.
No spoilers, please. I haven't read it yet.
You haven't. Well, you know what? I always say it's a Marmite fic because you either love it or you hate it. I know that it's that type of one, I think if you aren't 100% stuck in it, then you will 100% hate it. That doesn't bother me, but it was funny to get the comments every week.
Yeah.
I do miss
I
writing
love
it though.
that.
I really, really loved it.
For
Oh,
me,
that's
something
good.
that's non-canon but is 100% canon is like any fics that are like set between season 2 and season 3 about what happens
Yeah.
Season
to
2.5.
Sherbert. Season 2.5,
Oh
exactly.
God,
Like
yeah.
I'm just like, I take whatever's been written. I'm like, yeah, so this obviously happened, whether it was like
Oh,
baking
yeah.
with Mary and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those Saturday morning cooking
Never
lessons with
said,
Mary
but
are canon. They
it
happen.
happened 100%. Or like even the one that was like capture the flag. I'm just like, yeah, of course they played capture the flag.
Yes. Oh my God. Yeah.
Even though it was like set in the 1880s, specifically when the title, but like, yeah, it's canon, obviously.
You know what I kind of like that's a fix-it that you see in fan fiction is that Gilbert doesn't go to the University of Toronto.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yes,
would have
I wish
liked
that
if he
was
had
canon.
have gone to Queens and then
Yeah,
Redmond,
me too.
like the
Me
books.
too.
Oh, well,
I just
I've
don't want them
convinced
separated
myself.
again. They've come through so much. Give them some happiness, please.
No, I've convinced myself that
I
he
know.
comes back.
Yeah,
comes
for
back
sure.
early.
Sure. Exactly.
You cannot convince me otherwise.
No, same
love
here.
it,
I'm just
but
like, it's already
that-
happening.
I love that. I love that. Like the fanfics in this fandom are so good. And I love that like people still post fanfics. Like in a
Yeah.
lot of fandoms, like people just abandon, writing fan fiction because there's not much more content. But like we have so many creative, not only artists, but also creative writers that are able to use what, they have in their brains to create new fan fictions. And I love
Yeah.
it. So thank
Yeah,
you,
I think
writers.
it's kind of fun as
It's
well
awesome.
because not that like every writer has like a tell, because I'm not sure if I have like my thing yet that you can tell that it's me. But I think because every writing style is so different that if something is even sort of like a similar storyline or sort of explores a similar theme, it always feels like it's fresh or it's different because each writer's voice is so varied,
Yeah.
Yeah, and also bless Taylor Swift for all the albums because we're getting all this new content. As
The
long as
Taylor
Taylor
and the
Swift
Driver's
keeps writing music,
license
Sherbert
song.
fan fiction will still exist.
Yeah, no, and I find like
cool.
the Anne with an E fic is like really good. Like I've tried other fanfics, but like they're not the same quality.
Nothing
Like I don't know
compares to
how to
Anne with an E.
expect. But yeah.
To get like a 40K multiple chapter slow burn with these wonderful characters
Sharing
that are
bed,
as fleshed
fake
out.
dating, obviously is my favorite one.
Noted.
I do love a good modern one though.
Oh yeah.
I
me
like a
too.
modern
feel
one
like
as
I
well.
hate them,
And
but
I
I
feel
love
like
them
Anne
now.
with an I feel like in a lot of fandoms they go with the in high school, but Anne with an E, like they don't specifically focus on like the high school AU. Like they have it's such a wide variety of alternate universes that fandom has explored. Like we've got wonderful fics where they're famous alternate universes. We've got the high school alternate universes. We've got like, alternate universes in
Like
movie
university
sort
as
of.
well.
Yeah.
Or like
I mean,
or like coffee shop AUs.
like
Yeah.
coffee shop AU,
Coffee shops
like,
are cute.
or like someone's an author AU, like all of these wonderful alternate universes that isn't just like focused solely on like, okay, they're in high school. I feel like we just have a wide plethora of creative alternate universes that
I think we're lucky as well because
authors
it is a period drama that you can sort of place
Yes.
it into a different era. Whereas if it was the
Yes.
other way around, like if it was like a modern show, it would be difficult to sort of put it into a
That's
different
true,
time
yeah.
period
Yeah.
canonically because
Agreed.
it just wouldn't really work as well.
Mhm.
But we're lucky because
100%.
we'll have writers that will explore canon and a little AU and a modern AU is
On that
always
note,
fun.
I feel like we should definitely have an episode about fanfic specific.
I agree. Yeah, that's a
Definitely.
good one. I guess on that note, I think this is our last question. Woo, we made it.
Yeah.
I'd love for you guys to talk about mental health on Anne with an E. Something I noticed on a rewatch was that the first 2 seasons have flashback to Anne's time with the Hammonds and the orphanage, but the 3rd season leaves that out. What do you make of it? So I really like this question, and I kind of, for me, I would love to have like an entire episode dedicated to like discussing the mental health and like social aspect issues this show brings to the table and like why they're so important. But I think as a general, I think the 3rd season, Anne's in a different place than she was in the first 2 seasons. She's, she doesn't really feel like a fish out of water anymore. She feels like she's accepted by those around her. And, she does get flashbacks to her time in the orphanage when she goes to visit the orphanage with Cole. And she does feel insecure about that. And, her relationship with Diana. But she's
the fight
grown
and-
older.
I think she's done a
she's
lot
grown
of like
older.
healing in that time as well.
Mhm.
Yeah.
dealing with the Cuthberts. So it's not at the forefront of her mind anymore. But obviously going back to the orphanage. So like I wouldn't say that they leave it out necessarily.
Yeah.
I think it's more of a natural like continuation of where her mental state is at. And also like this is kind of just like the lighting in the show as well.
Yeah, I was just gonna
Changes
say that too. Yeah.
from like first to third season.
Yeah,
It's so
more
much
light.
lighter. And
Yeah, and
I've always
warmer.
felt
Yeah.
I've always
But the
felt like
second
that was
version
a
he returns
reflection.
to the orphanage is that sort of grey washing it again.
Yeah, and it
That's
true,
exactly.
reverts back. Yeah.
It's like re-exploring her trauma.
Yeah.
I think the thing is as well is that you kind of it shifts in a way from not from Anne's story, obviously it's still Anne's story, but we're seeing a different element to her life where she's like a lot more comfortable, she's a lot more settled, she's pursuing like interests and she's accepted in those interests. And in a way, like the sort of trauma of the season is shifted to Coquette
Yeah.
instead. And you kind of
Well,
do
and
see
also Diana, like she's been verbally abused by her parents and like manipulated into thinking that Paris is good for her.
yeah, if she had have never come across Anne, she probably would have continued thinking that Paris was right for her. I think that in a way, like Anne has broadened her options and broadened like her mind to what like the world has to offer for her, and probably with the assistance of Aunt Jo as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
she
think that the
probably
trauma sort of the season does shift from Anne, and it moves to other characters, especially because we see like grief being dealt with the loss of Mary as well.
Yeah.
And then
And Bash
you see,
afterwards. Yeah.
Bash
Yeah.
afterwards. And then like Gilbert being faced
Well,
with
and then
sort of,
also
like, pain and
Elijah.
being brought back into his system.
So I think it shifts from Anne because she's more in a content place, but we focus more on other characters and their mental health and their sort of flashbacks and harsh moments of their life. But I mean,
think
I wish
explored, but it's more subtle, maybe.
Yeah, it's more natural. I think also because like
even something as simple as the scene at the town meeting, and there's all of the the old white men, and they're all smoking cigarettes and sort of undermining Mrs. Lind, and you can see in that she's like really agitated, and she's realizing now that where she thought she stood in the community actually isn't really where she is or where she's valued at all. And I think maybe in a way that's kind of probably isn't even mental health, but she's certainly undermined at that instance, and she realizes that she is not valued.
Not valued, yeah.
Yeah, she's not valued appropriately for the role that she has in the community. And realistically, they're all really stupid. Like they do need her to sort of balance them out a bit.
Yeah. And like
bad counsel.
Like we said, that it's more natural. Like that's
I
feel like with mental health, that's what it's like.
That's what it is. Yeah.
You could be like really happy and whatever, but then like that one thing could set you back.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we see with Anne, like in a kind of a bigger scale.
Yeah.
And it's more obvious at the orphanage, but like,
it still happens,
she's doing well. And then, like everyone, it's kind of more dispersed throughout all the characters. And we get to see more of like what other people are going through as well.
Yeah, so we wouldn't say like season 3 left it out. It's just it wasn't tackled in the same way season 1 was, because season 1 or season 2 even was about Anne's like mostly PTSD and then coming to a new place, versus like season 3 being about, okay, she's in this happier place, but there's other people who are also struggling but also going through their life, and it's not,
it's not all peachy.
Less focused on...
It's not peachy, but it's not sad. It's just like, it's life,
Yeah. There's that Miss Stacy quote, isn't there, that you need to know sorrow to be able to appreciate joy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
that's perfect.
But I would love to talk like more about that, and I think that's
specific
that's
scenes
like,
and stuff like that.
And I mean, because we all, I definitely struggle with my mental health. I have a lot of anxiety and stuff, and I relate to a lot of characters with their own mental health. So I think that it's an important topic to discuss, and I would love to definitely spend more time, maybe an episode talking about that sort of stuff. But,
and like if there's any like specific things like we said at the start.
Yes.
Feel free to ask or send us questions.
Yeah.
Comments,
Yeah. I
thoughts.
mean, I think this was our last question, right, Sav?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
All right. Well, I loved all these questions. You know, if
For-
anyone else has any sort of responses to them, you know, reply to our tweets, DM us, let us know.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm.
we love hearing about your guys' opinions and stuff. So, you know, let us know what you think about some of these questions and maybe what some of your answers are. You know, I'm very curious about that one Kiss, Marry, Kill answer was for, you know, other people.
Yeah.
But I love it. This is great. I love it. Let's do more of these. We need to talk about shoutouts of the week before we end this podcast. So I was going to say, well, this was something that I enjoyed the first time around was our Bard of Avonlea. But we have a new Bard in town. And
They passed the Bard
truly-
baton.
They have passed the Bard baton, and I 100% think it's Nikki. Like, come on. That I think it's Nikki.
I don't think
know.
it's
She's
Nikki.
been kind of busy.
Yeah,
I've
exactly.
changed-
That is
I
true.
change my thoughts on who they are every single day. But
Maybe it's
yeah,
maybe
you know
maybe
what?
it's you, Lula.
Normally,
Thinking it's definitely like a Western person, somebody in PDT time. But
Yeah.
I'm just gonna accuse Becky again.
are you? There's one very incriminating piece of evidence that means that it cannot be.
Unfortunately,
that you're
I believe they
asleep.
I believe they use an iPhone, and Becky, I remember.
He is an iPhone,
she has
and
an-
I am an
Look, I
Android.
have,
an
wench.
I have
Android.
no evidence like to back up my claim. I'm
She's just saying it's you, Becky.
I mean,
Yeah,
I had
guys.
Nikki because Nikki uses the same like hashtag renew with me, like with the capital with like renew
Capitals.
and you know she uses the capitals with it. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I think it's Nikki because of that. But
feel like
I also
the
don't think
Bard-
it's Nikki because she's too active and Nikki's
They're very chaotic,
He's
is the
busy.
thing. I've been trying
Yeah.
to pin down when they tweet, and they don't seem to have a specific time at all. And
I'm
you
curious
know
when
who
they're gonna
else
reveal
doesn't have a
themselves.
specific time that they don't really tweet at? Vampires, funnily enough. And we have
Maybe
one
more than
definite,
one person.
one definite fandom vampire. Who happens to
Oh,
be on this
yeah.
call.
Oh yeah, Layla.
Do I look like I write poetry though?
And it
Layla, I
ain't
get a
poetry.
vibe. I'm just gonna say.
And you're gonna
Maybe it's
go
you,
down
Sav.
with that.
Actually, no, it's definitely not Sav.
Can't be
It's
Sav.
not
It's
Sav.
not me. I've just been missing in action. Like, it's not me.
You
Right? That's what I
I'm
feel
going to
like.
definitely
say I
not
won't be
Sav.
surprised if they come out of the coven. I've got my eyes on all of you.
Have you?
Well, I promise you, it is not me. Like I swear on my life, it is not me. I'm not creative enough to do that stuff. So, but
They are.
I'm curious to
they
know
are
when,
a
though.
super fun bard, though. Really, really.
they
chaotic.
are. They're chaotic.
They're
Yeah,
chaotic,
I'm
yeah.
curious
And
to
you
know
think
when they're gonna
they've got
reveal.
one habit of theirs, like sussed, like
And
they
then
do
something
that.
else.
They seem to do that a lot, and then they change it. Really unpredictable. Goodness knows who they are, but the coven. I'm
Hopefully
watching
by our
you.
next
Won't tell them
episode, they
that.
will have revealed themselves, and we'll be able to talk about that. But if not, maybe talk to us about what your guess of who the new Bard of Avonlea is.
Ooh, yeah.
I am
Alright,
really
what
because
else?
I get sucked into it so deep. Like I just love a good mystery.
That's true.
And
Yeah.
so, I am very curious to know if anybody else has any other clues that they've noticed that they want to send my way because I'm in.
Maybe we just need to create a
100%.
new group chat dedicated to like deciphering who the Bard is.
Bard sleuths.
The Bard's
my
gonna
God,
be
so
in
many
it.
group
You know
chats.
they are.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like those people who are obsessed with finding who the Zodiac Killer is, but we're finding who the Bard of Avonlea is.
Yeah.
I also have I'm going to give a little shout out to Prongs. So their Twitter handle is @HuffleRun.
I love them.
Yes, brilliant
Yeah.
account. They give out like always have such like thoughtful things, like things that they've put so much effort into. But
Top
two
quality.
posts in particular that I really enjoyed are the Anne and Gilbert as Polaroids thread.
I
it's-
love
Yes.
that one.
Oh, it's so sweet. I really, really love it.
Mm-hmm.
And also the Anne with an A characters as incorrect test answers. It's
Yes.
hilariously funny.
I love that.
It's so good.
They've got such great tweets and like I love them so much.
Just so much
really,
thought.
really thoughtful stuff. Like, to be honest, like her account is one of the reasons why I kind of feel like the fandom is as alive as it is still, because
I agree.
I love when
Mhm.
people like make creative sort of threads and things and share them. And obviously, you know, there was a little bit of an issue with some of her
stealing
content
them.
being stolen. Don't steal art, guys. I think that's fair to say.
Yeah.
But I just thought that she is deserving of a shout out this week. Because there were two things in particular, but almost every single thing that comes from that account is really, really fun, and I always appreciate it.
Yes,
Yeah,
do
love
follow
them.
them.
At Huffleron on Twitter.
Yes, amazing.
Yep, follow them. They're great.
We will link them.
Yeah, well,
Yes.
For me this week or recently, there's just been a lot of verified accounts tweeting about Anne with an E and like how amazing it is and how it could have been canceled when it's so good. And that's mostly thanks to the users Sandy and Paris, who are like always retweeting the big accounts. So thank you for doing that. But yeah, there was even the co-creator of How I Met Your Mother tweeted about it. And I was just like, what the fuck? Like, what? That's insane. Like after so many months and like, what do you mean? Like over a year.
Years.
yeah.
There's still like people like, how the hell is this possible? And
There's
Yeah,
been
it's
so many,
amazing.
like, not even necessarily verified, but just so many new accounts that you have seen, like, well, I've seen, I'm sure you have too, that are tweeting about the show, just watching the show and haven't finished it, and like how devastated they were when they realized that it's been cancelled.
Yeah.
Still
Yeah.
hurts,
yeah,
to be
still
honest.
hurts
Like,
and every time I read them.
yeah.
yeah, twisting the knife, it's awful.
But it's wonderful to see. So many people
Yeah.
still watching this show. I
I
mean,
love seeing new
you know,
people.
this
just
was-
doing that.
this was the little show that couldn't. Like Netflix and CBC, you know, they said it wasn't a good show. They said it was never going to, you know, amount to
Yeah, this
anything.
will be
And
timeless.
Mhm.
Well, and we went lights out during those couple months. Like the three of us in here, like Layla, Sav, and I, we've been here since, you know, before the show was canceled. So we, you know, from what I remember during that time, it was like the entire fandom was like spamming people, telling people to watch Anne with an E from like
Yeah, I remember.
November to like January, like Anne with an E, Anne with an E, Anne with an E. And even on from January, when it released in January, we continued to do that. And you know, I think the fandom's efforts in doing that has caused this show to go from this, you know, small little success in this fandom to this big show where, you know, big verified accounts are watching it and saying, well, what
Oh,
the
yeah,
heck?
for
Why
sure.
is this show canceled? So I love it. And
It's all thanks
like you
to
said,
us.
big shout out. Big shout out to us. That sounds so
Exactly.
narcissistic.
As always.
That's okay.
We really appreciate these questions and we love them. I would definitely love to do another one of these. These were amazing. If you have any other questions, definitely DM us or reply to the tweets when we put this podcast out. Any answers, DM us, ask questions on Curious Cat, or chat with us on Twitter. But where can we find you gals?
You can find me at GuiltyMyAnne on Twitter and Instagram, although Instagram's not as active as it used to be. But
Tumblr.
and Tumblr.
Yeah, you're on Tumblr.
I am
God.
on Tumblr, but
I am a one-trick pony. I'm on Twitter. And you'll
You're on
find
Archive
me
of Our Own.
Oh yeah, I have an
also
archive
on-
of our own as well. You'll find me at Chaos and Cam with an underscore between each word on Twitter.
And Becky Bubbles.
Oh, and I'm on AO3 as Becky Bubbles with a capital B for both words.
I am at Queen Anne Blythe, all one word, no capitals, on Twitter and Tumblr.
And I'm a Nature Symphony on Twitter and Tumblr as well.
And keep
churning.
That.
Butter.
Thank you again for these questions, and thank you all for being so patient. I know it's been a while since we've put out our last podcast, and we really appreciate you all so much. So thanks again, everyone. Have a great
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.